Welcome. We got that extra day this year between the lines tonight, February 29th. We're going to borrow it. We can't do this again on this day for at least 4 years because it is leap year, and this is Thursday night, February 29th. Got a great show for you. We're going to talk about a very important project, and we all worry about children. We all do wonderful things. We got a lot of great groups that have to interact, and there's a lot more need, a lot more collateral issues in families and stuff. So we're going to talk tonight to Andrea, tell us, you're the president or the local manager, or what would you
Yeah, so I'm our program coordinator.
Program coordinator of Isaiah 117. Tell me what Isaiah 117 is. Is that a scripture number?
Yeah, so it's biblically.
Okay.
That's what we're named
obviously,
after.
yeah.
And so it's just defend the fatherless. So
Is that what that
yes,
reference is? In that
yes. So
Yeah.
that's what we're named after. It's very fitting. Our founder, Rhonda Paulson, she went through foster care training. And during that training, she had, she was talking to one of the DCS workers, and she said, well, what happens to the kids when they come into the office if they have to stay the night?
Right.
And he said, well, they sleep on this floor.
Right.
And so at that moment, she said, God kind of said, hey, these
Sure.
are my kids. What are you going to do to take
Sure.
care of them? So.
Got to show up.
Yeah.
I like it. Tell us a little about you first. Where'd you
Yeah.
grow up? All the kind of. I'll ask some questions. If we just tell me about your background.
Yeah, so born and raised Clinton, Tennessee.
We'll look right past that. Go ahead. We love Clinton.
I do too. Before I took this on, I taught special ed at Clinton Elementary.
Did you?
Yes. So my
How
husband's
long, and you taught Clinton Elementary a year ago, 2 years ago? How long? ago?
so this is my third year with Isaiah 117 House,
Right.
being a hired on
Yeah.
program coordinator.
I'm a big fan of Kelly Johnson.
Yeah, I love Kelly.
Yeah,
She's
Kelly's-
precious.
she is
It
good.
was hard leaving. It was
Yeah, I
really
imagine.
hard leaving.
And Clinton Elementary is one of the better schools
Yeah.
in East Tennessee. Just great.
It absolutely is. So.
And a lot of good teachers and
Yeah, we have 4 kids. Our
have
youngest
4
child,
kids, you and your
yes,
husband.
yes. So
All
our
right.
youngest child is actually, we had her, she was a foster child, and we just adopted her a while back, a couple of months ago.
so it's kind of an extension. You love children, obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
You love being a mother, and now you get to help other kids in transition.
Yeah.
What are the range of your kids?
So Ariana is a senior in high school this year.
What? You don't really, I know it sounds flattering, but you don't look that
Well,
old.
thank you.
I mean-
And then Piper's in 3rd grade. So Addison's a freshman, and Wesley is in 7th grade.
Got a good spread.
Yeah, we do.
How many boys? How many girls?
3 girls, 1 boy.
Is he spoiled?
Yeah.
How old was he? Number 2?
He's number 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
The girls dote on him?
Yeah, they do.
They pick on him too, though.
Yes.
They pick on him and dote on him. That's great. So the name of the organization is Isaiah 117. And basically that scripture quote says, defend the fatherless.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So that's great. Where does your revenue come from? You've been with the organization 3 years.
Yeah. So,
Where have you been putting children up? Explain what you do.
Yeah. So we're a nonprofit organization.
Yes.
So we're not state funded.
Okay.
We solely rely on.
Grants and private contributions.
Yes,
I got it.
absolutely. So we take care of children that have come into state's custody that are waiting for foster care placement.
So that interim, so basically, if they do a drug bust and both parents are involved and the children are 3 and 5 years old or whatever, they basically, is there an age group limit for you?
So anywhere from newborn,
Okay.
sometimes they've come straight from the
Okay. All
hospital,
right, all right.
up until 18. 18 is when they phase out. They're an adult.
But
So-
how do you take care of a 16, a 14, and an 8-year-old in the same building or the same area? How does Isaiah do that?
So they will each have their own bedroom. We have 3 bedrooms.
Do we have anything right now?
We're praying that is done mid to end of May.
What'd you do last year?
So last year we had to take care of the kids while they were in the DCS office, which is not ideal.
I'd
The
say not.
DCS workers, they do everything they can to take care of these kids, but it's still an office. It's still a building.
How many children are in transition at any given time?
It just depends. It fluctuates. So in Anderson County alone, we have over 200 children in foster care, in the foster care system, and we only have 60 open homes.
Do any kids
So-
go directly from court to foster care, or do they all come through Isaiah House?
So they will come from either court or removal from Child Protective Services to the DCS office, and then DCS contacts us, and then we take care of the child.
Until they can find a home. What's the average amount? What's the average stay? Or,
So we try to have the child placed within 7 days for a new foster family, because our job is to reduce trauma for them and to care for them and to love
It's gotta
them.
be traumatic.
Yeah, and so we also at the same time don't want them getting used to us taking care of them. We want the best possible fit for a foster family later down the road.
Okay. So your organization was formed, the overall Isaiah 170 was formed when, and when did Anderson County chapter form?
So around 2017 is when Carter County started
Where your
in
founders
Elizabeth.
from, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Elizabethton, and then we've expanded.
Elizabethton's in Carter County?
That was the first house, Sullivan and Carter, that
Okay.
area.
All right,
Sorry,
I got you.
we're sectioned off within DCS regions, so that's
got you.
confusing. I don't ever say that.
I think of that as basketball.
Yes.
Elizabethton, Hampton, that's way
Yes.
up in the woods.
And so it started there, and then we've expanded all the way into, we're in 12 states now. And so we have 22 open homes, and hopefully we'll be 23. But we started building our home last December, and then we started expansion
What does
in
building mean?
the construction of the home. We broke ground December 11th of last year,
3 months ago.
of the year before, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's built.
The inside, the actual home is done. We're waiting on the outside, the driveways, the fences,
Where's that located?
landscaping.
Are you allowed to say?
No, we
Okay.
can't.
I thought about it after I said it. You can say Anderson County.
Yeah, it
right?
isn't. It's actually, I can tell you it's in Clinton.
Okay,
So,
that's all I need
yeah.
to know. I don't want to know anymore.
No, you're good.
I know how that works, trust me. They'll be looking for their child 2 minutes
Yeah.
after they bail out. Yeah. I understand how that works. You have security at the home?
We do. So we have cameras in every room other than the restrooms. We have panic buttons. We have alarms on the doors and the windows.
How much staffing?
So when there's a child in the home, myself, my office is staffed there, and then we'll have 2 volunteers through the Isaiah House and 2 state employees.
So I'm thinking they'd come in at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. How many people will be there?
Anytime, 4 at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many square feet in the home?
Almost 2,800 square
It's
feet.
very nice.
It is.
Okay.
And it's
br-
all
new
community.
construction.
Yeah, it's all community built. So
Okay. That's fantastic. So what's your budget a year? I mean, just overall?
we have a $130,000 operational budget.
Okay.
And that's to be able to take care
So we have 1 paid person and a few part-timers, or how's that
Yeah,
work?
so we have 1 paid, 1 part-time, and the rest is volunteer.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. What else can you tell us about? How do you raise your money? What's your, you got
Yes.
138,000?
Yeah, so we actually have a Red Door Gala coming up that the Red Door Gala Committee, just some business owners and kind of pillars in our community formed to throw a gala for us to benefit Isaiah 117 House. So that's our next big fundraiser, and it'll be March 9th. And it's actually held in Oak Ridge this year at St. Mary's Parish.
Everybody use St. Mary's.
Yes.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Casa, everybody. I go to church there, but it's just a great venue
Yes,
with the gym
it
and everything.
is. And it's
they're very
kind of-
open. They let everybody use it.
And it's middle ground for us. You know, we're right in the middle of
Geographically, right.
yes.
Right.
Last year we had it at J. Biztown, and it was a great turnout. We raised $75,000. So it took care of the playground, the retaining wall, the
Good.
fence. So we're
You got-
excited.
but there's a lot of money in Oak Ridge, too. They may not get out that far
Yeah.
towards Anderson County House Golf there, but they may, and Biztown's great. Another great donation by
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hollingsworth and all he does for the community. But, I mean, having it here, you may be able to do a little bit more. you know.
Yeah, we're hoping. We pray for that. We just kind of pray that God puts the people we need to be in our path.
Sure.
ORNL, the plant, is very, very good to us. They do a community gifts every year for us. We're part of the Oak Ridge Chamber, and they're always so kind to us. So we're trying to spread out.
And you gonna have an auction?
We are. JD's auction will do a live and silent auction.
Good, you need
We've
those.
got a trip to Europe this year. We have another trip to Africa this year. The ladies that actually won the Africa trip last year are there right now. So they're having a
yeah,
blast.
great.
Apple Blossom is doing all the food. And we've got Seatown doing the music. It'll just be fun. It'll be a good, fun time.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, tell me about the court system. Tell me what's good and what's frustrating.
I think the frustration level, we'll start with that first, just comes from there's so many kids. There's so many kids being pushed through and bench ordered, and it's just hard for everybody to do their
Is your
job.
focus on younger children?
Well, we see more teens than we do younger
I
children.
would think so, because kids, I mean, you can put them in parents' homes, aunt,
Yeah.
uncles, people like that. You can
Yeah.
put them in there for a day.
And we do have a lot, those are kinship families.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of kinship families, and we help those families as well, because they don't always get assistance from the state. And if you can imagine like a grandparent all of a sudden taking custody of 3 grandkids, and you don't really have what you need.
I'm struggling with Yorkies.
So we try to look at that, and we try to partner with the Family Justice Center in Anderson County as well, and other nonprofits to be able to take care. So I think the frustration just comes from just the situation itself. Everyone's so great to us, whether it's juvenile judges or Child Protective Services, TBI, DCS, they're all great with us, and we can't complain at all. They really try to work the best they can.
I'm shooting off random. How many homes, how many chapters of Isaiah are there total?
So we are in Tennessee. We have, they're categorized by regions. So right now we're kind of all in that Smoky East region area. But like I said, we're in 12 states now.
But if you take it all together, how many people like you are there? How many local directors?
So we have 22 open homes.
All right.
So 22.
22 people.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah. We have, I think, 178 employees, though.
Knox
Just
built that thing,
opened.
didn't she?
Yeah, Knox just opened a couple of months ago, and they're doing great. It's more towards the east side of Knoxville. There's one in Sevier County, Blount County, Hamblin County. Those are the closest ones.
Sure,
to
you were
us.
there bordering where it started.
Yeah.
Anything in Middle or West Tennessee yet?
Yeah, so Shelby County is coming open. Rutherford County, Davidson County. We've got a couple.
Big cities should have a big need.
Yes, they have. I think Shelby County alone has 1,200 children in the foster care system.
How many do we have in Anderson?
We have a little over 200, almost 300.
Mostly teens?
Yeah, it fluctuates on those numbers, yes.
What's the average foster care stay? 8 months, year?
As far as that child being in the foster care system?
Or being in a single home or whatever?
So our foster baby, we had her for 3 years before we could do anything. So, and then I've seen some that, after a couple of months, given the situation, they were adopted. So it's so hard. There's so much gray area.
Are there, we'll talk about that when we come back from break here in a second, but tell me we're going to talk about the courts that you service, how you get staffing. Maybe you just deal directly with your partnering agency, some other stuff that happens. But we'll see how that plays. I'm interested in exactly how the foster care system integrates. Chandler, take us to a 3-minute break, and we'll come back and talk more with Isaiah 117.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
From Oak Ridge, Tennessee, IB3 Global Solutions conducts operations around the world to enhance the U.S. national security posture and minimize radiological and nuclear threats. IB3 Global Solutions. Mission first.
Fan Gear Barn is Oak Ridge's source for new and vintage sports fan gear from around the world of sports. Find your favorite team gear at Fan Gear Barn, located at 977 Oak Ridge Turnpike, across from the hospital. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Closed on Sundays.
At Navarro, we partner with our clients to advance clean energy and deliver effective solutions for complex challenges in the nuclear and environmental fields.
When should you get tested for COVID-19? You have symptoms of COVID-19, such as runny nose, congestion, sore throat, fever, cough, shortness of breath, muscle pain, headache, chills, or loss of taste or smell. Current testing recommendations say everyone should get tested immediately if they have symptoms of COVID-19. If you have symptoms, be sure to follow recommendations about how long to stay home and away from others. For more information, visit our If You Are Sick or Test Positive webpage.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Okay, we're back with Isaiah 117. Look it up. Defend the fatherless. And that's what Isaiah 117 organization is doing here in Anderson County. We're talking about foster care. We're talking about, so we get a picture of everything, and everybody in the community pretty much has an understanding of that we have a lot of drug problems. We have a lot of other problems and dysfunctional stuff. What creates, can DCS go into a home without judicial sanction and decide that this kid needs to be, don't they have to go through a hearing first?
Yeah, a lot of times it'll be a bench order, and Child Protective Services will remove that child, sometimes from their home, sometimes while they're at school.
Yeah, safer,
it's just whatever's best for that child. Mm-hmm. And then that's when they go away at the Department of Children's Service office, and then that's when we step in.
Okay. Have you had children at this new home?
No, because we're not open yet. We don't have our occupancy letter yet.
I understand.
So,
okay.
But we still serve children at the DCS office. And, we're the only East Region home around us. So we don't just serve Anderson County kids. We serve Roane, Morgan, Union, Scott, Campbell.
So DCS pulls a child out of Sessions Court, they have no juvenile court, in Roane County, and they take him into custody. They may call you over here because they don't have any other options.
Yes. So
is there any competition is a bad word. Is there anybody else that does the same thing you do privately?
There are, and we try to partner with them as well. We've never had a bad pairing. So the CAC, like Christian Advocacy Centers, there's an Emmanuel House in Lenore City.
Okay.
So they do kind of the same things.
And okay, I got it. So we have 200 in the Anderson County system. How many will your building in your home? Now, we understand that's post-transition trauma.
Yeah.
But how many kids will you be able to house before they go into foster care at a time?
I hate to say that, we're kind of a revolving door. So as soon as one kid leaves to be placed in foster care,
if they bring you 47 in the morning, can you handle it?
If they're a sibling group and they're all together, then yes.
You put them in your house?
Yes, we
47?
try not. Well, we're zoned residential, so we're not zoned commercially. The biggest sibling group we've had is 11.
That's crazy. 11 kids?
Yes, 11 kids. And so we will do our best to take care of every child that we can. And for instance, if we
do you have room is what I'm getting at.
We do. We will. We have sleeper sofas. We have sleeper sofas. We have Murphy beds. We have 3 bedrooms, blow-up mattresses. There's plenty of room.
You're ready to go?
Yes, we're ready.
Opening date, guess.
We're praying mid-May.
Okay.
Yeah. Mid-May. The snow kind of threw us back a little
Threw
bit.
everybody back a little bit. That's good.
So, but while the kids are staying in our home, we still will take care of children that are in the DCS office. So, like, say our home is full and a kid just came in to custody, state custody, we'll still bring them meals, bring them brand new clothing, shoes, pajamas, hygiene products, anything they need. We will still take care of them.
Segregate boys and girls?
Yes, we do not have female and male at the same time.
Because what does that mean, same time?
Like in the house. Like if they're a sibling group and say there's 3 males and 3 females in the same sibling group, obviously they can stay in our home. We try not to mix separate cases because our job is to reduce trauma.
Yeah, what's the, and being away from their siblings can be traumatic. What is the, you have more boys or more girls in the system, not you?
I would say we've had a lot of males, teen males come through.
Are people more likely to foster care or extended families protect girls and let the boys go in foster care?
I think when it comes to that, it's more of an age issue.
Yeah.
I think
they don't want to deal with the trauma of a 15-year-old.
A teenager has a lot more years on them and a lot more trauma, so when you have a younger child, it's a little bit easier for that foster family to take care of.
So if I step up and want to take care of a foster kid, and I'm 68 years old and I want to go in there, 69, whatever, I'm going to look at the sheet beat the heck out of 3 people,
Yeah.
I'm going to be less likely to take that
Yeah,
kid.
and it is hard when they see that rap sheet.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
But I can read a rap
But
sheet.
we do
Sometimes
have
it's
some
exaggerated.
amazing families that only take teens that don't have children, and they concentrate on that one child and really try to help them.
If I want to come and get into foster care and I want to help, can I pick a kid? Do I get to choose which kid I get?
When you become a foster family, you can say, hey, our family is more situated to deal with kids,
Profile.
age group, 5 years old to 10 years old. Or you can say, we'll take care of all age groups.
So I'm in the swimming program or the hockey program or the stamp collecting program, and my kid knows a kid who's gone into this situation unexpectedly over a domestic situation or whatever. Can we step up and say, look, we want to take Brian because we know him?
Yeah, you could, and that would fall under that kinship that I was talking about earlier.
Okay. Kinship's
Because
not necessarily
it's
blood, it's just
a
closeness.
pre-existing relationship.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Me too, et cetera, et cetera. All right, take me through a day. I'm 12-year-old boy. I come into your house. I've got to stay here. My 8-year-old sister and 4-year-old brother are with us, so we get a room. We go to bed. We're tired. We get up at 8 in the morning. What's our day going to be like?
So the first thing we ask them is, what do you want to eat? Because most of the time, they're hungry. We get them anything they want. If they want
Cereal's
Chick-fil-A,
safe. Cereal's safe.
yeah, if they want cereal, we have a stocked refrigerator, stocked pantry. We have volunteers that grocery shop for us every week. Like I said, if they don't want anything in the home, and
They're not going to turn down Chick-fil-A.
No,
If you bring it up,
or McDonald's. They
yeah.
love McDonald's. So we make sure they're fed, and we make sure their basic needs are met. We have a huge giving room in our home. It's the upstairs level. They can go up and pick anything they want out brand new. Clothes,
Now, what's the
shoes.
upstairs level look like?
So it's just open.
big storage center?
Yes, yes.
Not food, but just
no.
things, right?
So they can go up and pick everything if they need school supplies, backpack, a new duffel bag, anything that they want.
Which brings us to
is
how do
there.
I donate to Isaiah 47 directly for those things? Can I specify in my donation what I want to spend? the
Yeah,
money?
absolutely. We have people, if they don't want to donate monetarily, they'll say, hey, we saw some duffel bags on sale at Walmart. We bought a ton of them. Can we drop them off to
There
you?
you go.
We will meet you out wherever is convenient for you.
What are items you need most donated?
Right now, the most that we need are socks of all ages and sizes, and then any type of hygiene product, like a toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, things like that. And they can be travel size. They don't have to be full size.
My sister's a dentist. We take them down to, she's the head of Tennessee Dental Association last year, but we take them down to St. Mary's where the big
Yeah.
food pantry is,
Yeah.
just paying them out to people there. Good hygiene. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I
You
know.
give them food out and the people don't really, when you're struggling, and you wouldn't believe how many seniors are in line down
Yeah.
there. I take boxes of cereal every Wednesday, and it's getting worse. And I see people 70, 75 years old standing in line by themselves.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh,
It's heartbreaking.
absolutely heartbreaking, especially if they have any kind of physical complication. It
Yeah.
gets even more like that. So we can send that to you. We'll get that to you. How many kids will be in that house at one given time? What's your gut feeling on an average? Just guess.
So our house is set up to where we can split it in half, and we can have 2 separate, I say families, not the families. Obviously, I'm talking about the children at a time. Because like I said, our job is to reduce that trauma. So we feel if we intermix cases, we're not helping that child reduce trauma because they're in there with another child they don't know.
So if you have 3 on one side and 5 on the other, you're done taking kids for that until they're gone?
Yes, and they usually, DCS is so good about getting them placement. So between
7
like 5 to
days.
7 days, and then we do a full reset. We come in, we clean, get everything stocked back up, and we're ready for the next child.
I'm just going by my experiences, but I think that the best thing you can do for a child after you meet the basic necessities is get something they're interested in.
Yeah.
And video seems to be a big thing, but everything else, my kid doesn't come off it, but he's 18. I mean, you do everything, and he's always, So I know you have televisions and you have entertainment and you have some digital stuff for them. So you get them involved? I mean, do you get them?
We do. We have everything from, any PlayStation, Xbox. I don't know what the hip thing is. I'm not hip anymore, but we have all of these things for them. But we also have areas set up if a child has sensory issues or special needs, or if they're in a wheelchair. We've tried to think about every possible scenario and every type of circumstance that a child might have that comes along with them. So anything from arts and crafts, we have volunteers that come in. last year we had a teen that loved music, and one of the volunteers came and brought his drum set and was showing the kid how to play the drums and the guitar.
Do not leave that for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a trauma reducing instrument.
No, it was for him though. But
that day it was. Yeah, you got to.
So we really are
distraction.
Yeah, and individualized. I mean, we want them to feel important. We want them to know that we care. And you wouldn't believe how many kids, you can just sit on the couch with them and watch a movie and they start opening up to you.
Sure.
And so it's really a humbling experience too. But, while we're taking care of that child, it's also allowing that Department of Children's Service worker to do all the paperwork and to call these families and to get their job done.
Without worrying about the day-to-day care. Exactly right. Okay, on Isaiah 17, we'll talk more about it in the last segment, the fundraiser, but you were able to take contributions and gifts at any time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We do ask. We get the question all the time: why does something have to be new? Well, because these kids have never had new before.
That's right.
They come in with a trash bag.
That's bad.
If they have
maybe
anything.
a used van, but that'd be bad.
A used car. I would take a used car.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Stipulation. We do ask that it's brand new and it's not been used before. If it's an item.
That's the way it should be. Sure, absolutely. They deserve the same quality as anybody else. All right. So how many people? You may not know this number. Is there an annual report on Isaiah 117?
So we have a financial report yearly, and we have a report that we not keep to ourselves, but that we look out and say, how many kids have we served? How many kids have we served?
Yeah.
I do not know that exact number.
Okay.
We just posted it. It's on our website.
Okay.
I would hate to say the wrong number.
What is that website?
It's Isaiah117house.com.
I can't even remember that.
Yeah.
Even with all my distractions during elections. Isaiah117house.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's great. So everybody remember that. Write that down somewhere. Isaiah 117. Now here's the problem. I'm going to send them a check tomorrow. I can't send you a check because you're invisible. I don't know where your house is.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you open it, you can't have an open house. You can't do anything. You have to remain secret.
So we will have an open house, like a ribbon cutting, and we will post that. And the way that we do that is say, hey, if you want to be a part of it or if you would like to come, please send us a private message, and then we can talk to them about coming to the open house. Our monetary donations are online usually. If not, they can always email me, text me. My information's out there everywhere, and I can meet up. And
the Venmo. You got a Venmo address?
We do on our main website that goes straight to our resource center.
Huh. Well, I don't want to do that.
So we try to make it
somewhere in the system. It may not get to you.
Yeah, we're really, really good. We have an amazing accounting team, and they're so good about hey, we got to check in. It's this address. It's in your area code. Do you know these people? if something were to get lost, but that never happens. It usually comes straight to us. We bank locally. We use regions.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't say that online, but we're local here. Every bit of money that you donate.
That is, but
yeah,
I get it.
Well, but every piece of anything that you give us, it stays within this county. So just like if you lived in Shelby County and you wanted to give to Shelby County, it stays there.
I can't imagine their needs.
Oh, it's a lot.
That's a big house they need.
Yes.
Or multiple houses.
Yeah.
Or I say the same for Davidson, Hamilton, or Knox.
Yeah.
That's
And Knox has a lot of kids. Over 500 kids.
See, there it is. That's what I figure Shelby and Davidson will be the same.
Tennessee in itself has over 8,000. So closer to 9,000 children.
Do you think that some kids get taken out of their homes when they shouldn't be? You got to be careful with your answer.
Yeah, no, I think they really try their hardest to look at every facet of a situation, but I would say no to that because there are so many children in the foster care system. We're overran. Everyone's overran.
Well, nobody. That's right. I agree with that. But I don't think anybody wants to see a 2-year-old go into foster care or whatever. They get taken up pretty quick. I'd say, or babies. The child on here. If that child's in foster care for a year, it's not going to have any relationship with his family.
No.
Maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad.
Yeah, and it is hard for them because no matter, we can see the outside, looking in, and that family we know was probably not a great family for that child. That's why they were removed. But at the end of the day, that child still loves their family. It's still flesh and blood, and that's still so much trauma. So, and that's why we're there. I mean, just to comfort them and love them and show them that they are loved and they're worthy of it. And they've done nothing.
Do you get a report from, or an oral report maybe, from the DCS worker saying, look, this kid's been punched, kicked, beaten?
Yeah, so
some kids are domestic violence victims. Because being having a background in that area, perpetrators tend to be violent with everybody, not just with one person.
Well, when a child comes in, they do give us a rundown, kind of a blurb, like, hey, here's a 15-year-old male coming in. They categorize their trauma by levels, 1, 2, and 3, and they'll let us know, hey, this is a level 3 child. So we automatically know they've probably been through a lot.
Yeah.
So they're discreet with their information, but they also let us know enough to be able to help that child.
Okay. Channel, let's take another break, and we'll be back with Isaiah 117. They're doing a great service.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
We should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
From Oak Ridge, Tennessee, IB3 Global Solutions conducts operations around the world to enhance the U.S. national security posture and minimize radiological and nuclear threats. IB3 Global Solutions. Mission first.
At Navarro, we partner with our clients to advance clean energy and deliver effective solutions for complex challenges in the nuclear and environmental fields.
Fan Gear Barn is Oak Ridge's source for new and vintage sports fan gear from around the world of sports. Find your favorite team gear at Fan Gear Barn, located at 977 Oak Ridge Turnpike, across from the hospital. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Closed on Sundays.
We're back with Between the Lines, and we're talking to Andrea tonight about Isaiah 117 and all the good work they're doing. They are the connection between being taken out, child being minor, being taken out of the home, and being placed into long-term foster care, hopefully short-term. But they're that 7 to 10 day bridge where the child has nowhere to go, and they have to get DCS and others have to process and get them out. So this is a very important organization, and we see their web address is on the page. You can hit that bar and make a donation, and you can do whatever. But this is a really important organization, and we're talking about different things. And you were telling us about breakfast and getting things organized and getting them out. Do you do any recreational stuff with them?
Yeah, we try if they're on their best behavior. We've had the past couple of years girls that want to go to prom. We'll take them to get their nails done, or a couple of teens that made the basketball team. We let them go out and pick their own basketball shoes out. So we try to give them incentives.
You have a budget for that.
We do.
My son buys $400 tennis shoes.
We do have a budget.
Yeah.
Well, we try to be really good stewards of what God's given us.
Sure.
And, we, like I said, every year we put out a financial report so everybody can see where all the money goes. But we also want to lavishly love them because they haven't done it. They don't have lavish love most of the time. So.
But you got to just discipline and structure too.
Yeah, we do. We try to think of ourselves as a fun aunt and uncle. So we leave the discipline up to DCS, and we're the fun people.
Do a lot of kids go inside themselves psychologically when they get removed, the trauma situation, they just shut down?
Yeah, they're either going to do one or two things. They're going to open up to you because they're just thankful they have somebody there for them, or their wall's already up. And they just
there's one in between called acting out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and they just don't feel like they're worthy to be loved. Regardless of what's happened, they end up feeling like it's their fault, and it's not.
I've seen it.
They've done nothing.
Yeah.
But you would be surprised how just a little bit of time in that home, they start opening up, or they start. I mean, even if they just cry, they cry it out. So
That's good though.
Try to let it be a healing experience for them.
Crying that's the time you really have an opportunity to get to know them, get inside, and do
and we cry with them sometimes. So.
Yeah, I bet you do.
We're not afraid to cry with them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you have 4 people there during the day at the house to help take care of that. I presume males and females.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do a volunteer training process. They have to be cleared through the state, even though we're not state affiliated. So background checks,
Now let's stop there for a second. I get that, but let's come back to that. Don't let me forget.
Yeah.
It's tiring. But you're not affiliated with the state. You get state grants.
No.
Wow. Every single dollar is donated?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so.
But a lot of 501c3s are getting $1 million from the state of Tennessee.
We don't. Like I said, we try to have that fine line of we are a nonprofit and we're here for the kids, and we rely on the state as far as partnership to help these kids, but we don't rely on them financially. So we make it a point to be able to have our own say with what we do with our own money.
Yeah, and I think that gives you a little bit more flexibility from the religious perspective.
Yeah, it
You're
does.
able to witness a little bit more that way,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Let's look inside. So they eat breakfast, they get their things going, they go through their day. You transport them to school.
Yeah, so DCS does.
Oh, DCS does.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't transport. We're just there for them within the house or at the DCS
So like a
office.
school bus, they pick them up at 8 o'clock or whenever.
Yep.
And they get
So
them
we
and take
try to give them structure and a daily routine and just something constant that they can rely on, because they've had no structure and they've had, nothing that they can rely on that's constant, especially when they were just removed.
And constant or the word consistent.
Yeah.
They're both. I mean, they both basically mean the same thing. But the point being that, they've had temporary love and temporary support all their life, but they've never had something they said, look, I don't want to leave this person or that person because that's where my support's at.
Yeah.
And when they get to be 18, 19, 20 years old, all those things factor in. Gosh, it does.
It does. And we do. I mean, we've had some kids that have phased out and they've turned 18 and they haven't found their forever home. And those are the kids that break your heart. And those are the kids that you pray for a little bit more.
Well, they're on the collateral edge too. The ones that cause a lot of problems because they're acting out and frustrated. And in the end, it's not their fault, but we have to have a structure where they're accountable to the system. And that's basically how it's done, et cetera, et cetera. So Isaiah House is in between. I got it. I'm getting it. What's will you have any other fundraising mechanisms? There it is again, look.
Yeah, so we have, like I said,
They put the address up.
yeah, well, that's my office address right now, so that's a safe address.
We got
That's
a safe
not
address on the screen. Yeah, all right.
That's not the location.
Well, they
of-
can mail a check there.
Yeah, that's fine. They can mail a check
Where's
there.
Howard Street?
So it's right behind Clinton Middle School.
Behind?
Yep, behind it in between Clinton Middle and Clinton High School. Yep.
I didn't even know there was a Clinton. Oh, you mean up the road there? Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, as soon as they go onto our website, it's easy to navigate. It shows every location within every state. It gives all of our mission statement, our purpose, everything they can find on our website. So that's the easiest way. But we have a gala coming up. We have our golf tournament. It'll be at Centennial.
Golf tournament. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
Well, when is that Centennial?
So September 7th.
Every year in September?
Our start time, our shotgun time is 1:30 at Centennial. And that's always so fun. So we've been talking about opening up 2 heats this year because we always sell out, but we're at 1 for right now.
That's why you make sure you sell out. That's right. You don't want-
And every summer we do lemonade stands, and anybody can be involved in that. We have so many church
Isn't that
groups.
cute? How's that work?
So you just call and say, hey, we want to do a lemonade stand for Isaiah House. We'll bring everything to you. You just set up a stand.
Just like we
So-
did when we were kids.
Yeah. We
Or
do
at least in my generation.
Yeah, we do hot cocoa in the winter as well. So
You got a
those are,
sign they can put up that says lemonade stand for
we
Isaiah?
bring them a yard sign. It has our logo. It has like lemons
So
in the
they know
background.
that's what they're
yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Because they may drop $10 off and never get a lemonade.
Exactly. So, and we've never had a problem. We're so thankful. Like everyone that's ever done a stand for us, I mean, they end up like matching the donations, you know. So it's a great experience, and it lets kids get involved and understand what's going on.
Tell me about your partnering agencies. Tell me about all the people that you have to interact with on a daily or weekly basis,
So
one by one.
So usually our communication mostly comes from DCS
Okay.
and Child Protective Services.
Okay.
So now when we're in a home with a
But they're
child,
kind of a policing agency. I mean,
Yeah.
after they give them to you, they're monitors, they're keeping track of things. But who is the agencies that help you provide the benefits that you provide?
well, I mean the community, if that's what it comes down to. I mean, we have people that donate, or they have, you know, their businesses do things specifically just for us. So when we're in the home, we rely on our volunteers.
Got it.
We rely
No,
on, you know, businesses. But there are also, they call sitters that are hired through the state that can come and sit as well.
Wow.
So if we have a child that is a juvenile, maybe, we call it fancy jewelry when they come in with shackles. So they'll have to have a special service because they'll have to be in there with basically a security guard too. So there are other people that come into play. It just depends on the child.
Interesting. And right now, in the last year, you've been monitoring and helping these kids out of the DCS office where they're staying.
Yeah. Yep.
And you're providing stuff for them at that point in that place too. Interesting. What about the Anderson County Family Justice Center or CASA or any of those groups? Do you interact
Yeah,
with
so
them?
we, every now and then we'll talk to CASA if they're really involved in that case off the
Right,
top of the
of that
bat.
child, right.
Usually CASA comes in after we've already placed that child, or DCS has already placed that child. So we love CASA. We have Harmony. They're another group that kind of helps set the stage for that foster family. The CAC in Anderson County, Campbell County, you know, we try to partner with them because some of those kids go there if DCS is overran. So there are a lot of nonprofit organizations that we work with. Like I said, the Family Justice Center, just to help ensure that these kids have what they need.
How many? I forgot my question already. I was going to lean towards the education system for just a second. And you're taking them to school, and you got people helping them with their homework, et cetera, et cetera. Get them graduated, get them to prom. Another good deal. Another very good deal.
And usually at a school, there's a social worker that works just for that school. So, you know, sometimes they'll come into play too if they know that child's just been removed, but then they have to come to school the next morning. So that's kind of a safeguard for that child too, that social worker's at that school. So that helps as well.
Interesting. A lot of structure. It seems like there's a tremendous amount of
And
structure.
a lot of partnership.
Yeah, I think it was. Okay, you said you're the mother of 4 children.
Yes.
And one adopted.
Yes, correct.
Okay. That's tremendous witness there to what you're trying to do. How many kids in your family when you were growing up?
There were 5 of us.
I figured I was sneaking in. I was profiling there.
Yeah.
And you grew up in Clinton. Mm-hmm. And you mind telling me your maiden name?
No, it was Morrison.
Okay. I don't know.
No, you're good.
And you fell in the 5 where?
I was the second oldest.
Okay.
So the middle
I'm doing
child.
all my psychology training from when I was younger. I went to school, got a bachelor's and master's. You look at, did you enjoy being in the 5 kids?
I did. Well, we were so active. We played every sport known to mankind, so, and there's 9 years difference between my older sister and I.
How many girls?
So 3 girls.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, my mom's an oncology nurse. And
that's a tough job, too.
Yes, it is. And so we just are a very supportive family. We have a lot of faith. So we're very close knit.
Good for you guys. Good for you guys. So what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2004.
That will give you time to have 5 kids. That's 20 years. I got 38, 39 years old. I got that. So you graduated in 2004. Your oldest sister graduated in 95.
Yeah.
9 years earlier.
Yes. Well, 94 actually, because she graduated when she was 17. She graduated early.
Where'd she go? What's she doing?
Clinton has. She was a teacher, and then she homeschooled, and so she works from home now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, yep.
Does she have 5 children?
She has 2.
That counts. That's
She
over
has
1.
2. My brother does have 5 children. They foster as well. My youngest brother. So.
Well, this is telling me there was a lot of faith in your family.
It is a lot of faith, a lot of help.
I use religious in the sense of a lot of energy, a lot of spirit, and everybody felt the need to give back. I mean, that's pretty impressive with a large family. Sometimes it goes in all directions.
Yeah, no, we were really lucky. So we have a lot of faith. We're very close, and I mean, you just have to stay positive. There's no other way.
That's exactly.
You got to be happy. You get up every morning. You're blessed.
Right. That's exactly right. Isaiah 117, we keep talking about it. They have building a home in Clinton, in Anderson County somewhere that you don't need to know where, but they're taking care of kids that are in special situations, and we don't need to, obviously they need, for protective reasons, they keep that secret, and they're doing tremendous work in between, and I think it's really, really strong and really good. I never heard of it. And I hear everything. I've been around since Moses.
Taken us a while to expand.
Yeah.
Like I said, we started about 3 years ago really trying to hit it hot and heavy in Anderson County, and it seems like this past year we've really started to grow and the awareness is there. So we're excited.
Fantastic. Let's take one more break before we finish the show. Let's get it done. Isaiah, we have about 15 minutes left. We're going to talk about the gala coming up in detail. So we appreciate you, and take a break.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
From Oak Ridge, Tennessee, IB3 Global Solutions conducts operations around the world to enhance the U.S. national security posture and minimize radiological and nuclear threats. IB3 Global Solutions. Mission first.
Fan Gear Barn is Oak Ridge's source for new and vintage sports fan gear from around the world of sports. Find your favorite team gear at Fan Gear Barn, located at 977 Oak Ridge Turnpike, across from the hospital. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Closed on Sundays.
At Navarro, we partner with our clients to advance clean energy and deliver effective solutions for complex challenges in the nuclear and environmental fields.
When should you get tested for COVID-19? You have symptoms of COVID-19, such as runny nose, congestion, sore throat, fever, cough, shortness of breath, muscle pain, headache, chills, or loss of taste or smell. Current testing recommendations say everyone should get tested immediately if they have symptoms of COVID-19. If you have symptoms, be sure to follow recommendations about how long to stay home and away from others. For more information, visit our If You Are Sick or Test Positive webpage.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
We're here now, and we're still working with Isaiah 117. We're back, and we got about 9 minutes to talk about this big annual Red Door Gala. Second year, right? First one was fantastic. Went great. Okay, so the gala will be at St. Mary's. So many nonprofits use St. Mary's. What a great facility they have down there. Let's talk about it. We got sponsors for big corporations. We got sponsors for medium corporations and individuals. Spotlight sponsors. Bar sponsors. Now we're in my range. We've got all kinds of sponsors, and Tell us about it. It's going to be on Saturday, March 9th, 2024.
Yeah, so it'll be at St. Mary's Parish in Oak Ridge from 6 to 9. Well, 6 to 10, depends on when people want to leave.
They have the only food pantry in Oak Ridge. On Wednesday mornings, you can go down there and sign up and get a box of food if you need. You don't have to go to Knoxville or anywhere. Go ahead. I'm just going to
No, you're good. You're good. So it'll be fun. We'll have a silent auction that's actually going to be online. JD's Auction is doing that, and that'll start a week before the gala. So if you want to go to reddoorgala.com.
Reddoorgala.com. Look at that. They're on the stick today. They must know you really well. Reddoorgala.com. You can bid on items.
Yes, you can bid on items. It will give all the information that you need if you want to sponsor. If you have a business and you want to do like a basket to donate to the auction, yes. All the information's there. Tickets are $100. If you buy two, like a pair of tickets, it's $175. We're actually doing a giveaway right now to win a pair of tickets on our Facebook page for Red Door Gala.
Did you say 125 earlier?
175. I thought 125 per ticket. But we're even cheaper. We're 100 per ticket.
Okay, that's what I thought. So two tickets at 175 for people that want to help young kids that don't have anybody. I mean, that they're stuck in the trial system because of something someone, mother, father did, or both, or whatever. So, you know, and it gets tough. Single parents have struggles, and they have issues like everybody else. So it'll be at St. Mary's. So you get $100 get you in the door to help sponsor these people. You're a 501c3, so everything's tax deductible.
It is, and if you ever need a tax document, we're more than happy to provide it to you. So the $100 ticket gets you a meal that night provided by Apple Blossom Cafe. It provides drinks, desserts. You'll get a little goodie bag on your way out. We'll do a live auction also with JD's Auction, and you'll have time to see the silent auction items as well. They'll be there.
Tell us about the live auction. That's usually the big items, right?
It is. So this year we'll have a trip to Africa.
That's big.
A Europe trip.
For two people, one person?
Well, last year we did a trip for four.
Okay.
And on a little safari. Yes.
That's expensive.
And then a Europe trip as well. That one does include the airfare. We have a
For how many?
Well, it's the package. I think it's between 4 and 6 people. So they can choose. Yes, they can choose.
Who's donating that?
So we have some really smart people that like to come, and they save up all year long, and they compile their money so they can go on the trip together. So
I get who bid on it.
Yeah.
Who's offering it to be
so
bid on?
So JD's Auction has all those contacts and those connections. So
wow. Well, that's some of the bigger items I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
if you bought that European trip, I don't know where you're going in Europe.
Yeah, I don't either. But he has all that information.
But it's got to be between 8,000 and 10,000 on the minimum end.
It is, but the connections that he has, I mean, they donate a lot to us too to be able to make a profit off of this.
I just need a cabin in the mountains for a week.
Well, we've got that too. It's a beautiful chalet. Yes, it's like 3 or 4 stories, gorgeous.
Really?
So yes, it's beautiful. We've got a lake home for a week that's being
This is
auctioned
one of the
off.
better auctions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You're going to do well. That's where you make all that
we
money.
are. It's really fun. We play a lot of games, so you've got chances to win some smaller prizes too. Kim Hanser with Star 102.1 is our special guest. She does it every year.
Fantastic.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
So we have trips. Where do we get a list of the items? We don't know yet.
It'll be on the reddoorgala.com as well, and that list should go up next week.
March 2nd or so. Mm-hmm. And in between there, I'd like everybody to go out and vote for whoever you like, but don't forget to vote on, if you haven't voted early, which ended last Tuesday, but you basically can go out and vote in Election Day. March 5th, the polls open at 9, close at 8. I always like being in America, right? We got to take care of America. So we're getting it all done. No matter what your viewpoint is, I just want you to participate. What's a bar sponsor?
So we actually have that. Yes, we do. So
you can't have a fundraiser without it. I just want to say to witnesses and everything, it's just part of life.
Well, and we don't host this event, so that's what's so good for us. The Red Door Gala hosts it for us.
Is that an organization?
Yep, they just started last year. It's a couple of business owners and just pillars in our community.
That's where they get all the donations.
Yes,
you don't have to go out and get those. I get it.
Rusty Wallace Chevrolet and Rusty Wallace Hyundai are great supporters of us. So.
Okay.
just local businesses like that, downtown Clinton, Market Street, Apple Blossom Cafe, JD's Auctions. There's a whole sponsor list on our website as well.
Okay. But we get, okay, great. So you pay, two of you can go for $175, one for $100. Then we get in, there's going to be, I know how St. Mary's works, you're going to work a long set of tables with all these items on it. And you'll write down your list. I bid 80 on that. I bid 90 on that. And you know any of the silent auction items?
So we've had several baskets from several businesses that have donated. Next Home Realty's got a basket in there. We've got some wine pools that have been donated.
Yeah, that's great.
Just a bunch of different things. There's a ton. Some UT memorabilia that's been signed.
Yeah,
so there's some fun items there.
And you made 70 last year on the.
Yeah, 75,000.
That's a nice number.
Yeah. It was definitely a blessing.
Yeah.
So construction's not cheap.
That'll help you. No,
Yeah.
it's getting worse with the supply chains and everything. I get it. So let's get some more things now. I'm going to. I can't get on there right now. It's not up yet anyway. March 2nd. Right?
The website's up, but yes, we won't do our silent auctions until next week. Like our items won't be posted till next week, and you can start bidding on those.
So if I want to bid on something on March 8th, the day before I go to the thing,
yes,
I'm going to know what the high bid is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
You'll have your own bidder number, card, everything.
I'll sign up for everything online, and then you can continue to do that at the event.
Yeah. So we try to make it as painless as possible.
So when you come to the event, you need to take it down off the website.
We need to.
Well, the point is you can't have it bidden in two directions. Nobody knows who's ahead or behind.
You bid online while you're there at the gala as well.
So it's only online bidding?
Yes, for the silent auction.
For the silent auction.
The live auction is in person.
Give me 20, give me 30, give me 40. It's going to be some of that stuff, right?
And JD and Natalie do amazing. They're so fun. I don't know if you've ever watched them.
I don't think I have.
You need to watch them.
I grew up with Bear Stevenson, so I can't.
We love Bear too. We really do.
Well, it's charity. Everybody donates their time. So it's good either way we get it. Isaiah 117, you can't say it enough. Put that back up on the screen for me, Chandler. Isaiah 117, they're getting the job done. They're opening in Anderson County at a secure location. We're hoping by June 1st or before, and they'll be able to handle families, give them a home environment, and do different things. And how do they pay for that? By you going to this gala and participating. So we need people to show up. I'm going to buy 2 tickets. We need people to show up and get it done. We have dessert sponsors.
Yes.
Better tell us what dessert sponsors.
Those are amazing. So there'll be this huge table, and it has every dessert that you can think of on it. You just go pick what dessert you want.
Huh. So you got more than one dessert sponsor.
Yes.
So people sponsor. I got you. An entertainment sponsor. Who's the entertainment?
So Seatown Music is our entertainment.
I don't know that.
Jason Hammock.
No.
He's awesome. He's from Clinton as well.
Country?
But he's fun. Everything.
Okay.
Everything you can think of. Okay. So him and then of course Kim. They'll work together. They're magic. So.
Well, here's the most frightening one of all, folks. I've saved this to last. Photo booth sponsor.
It's so fun. So Events Legends Event
Sure.
Photo. Kevin.
Kevin Cook?
Yes.
Oh, I love him.
They bring all their stuff.
What a great
and
kid.
When you leave,
is he on it now? Did he buy it from the other guy that had it 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think he does. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Kevin's probably going to kill me when he
Gail
sees
Cook
this.
was a co-worker of mine for years at the county, but I just love Kevin Cook.
So they will give you a photo to take with you, and it has our logo at the bottom of it. We'll also have a 360 photo booth. So I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but they're fun. So you just stand there and it revolves all the way around you.
I'm not sure I want a 360 photo booth. I'll take one and get out of there. I got what you're saying, though, but it's kind of fun. Room for 2 people in the booth?
Like 4, yeah.
Oh, that's why you got that. Everybody laughs and cuts up and everything. Okay, we got all the different sponsors. We got about 30 seconds left. God provides, but he needs your help.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, that's the whole thing. So you're doing wonderful work. I know he appreciates it, and we have to get involved, folks. You got to show up. You can talk about being a good person forever, but you got to help. We need help. Tell them what you want to tell them. You got 30 seconds.
We just ask that every day at 117 that you kind of set time aside to pray for these kids that are in the foster care system.
Amen. That's a good one. We got 8 seconds. Between the lines, really appreciate you. We'll be back next week with Rex Lynch. That'll be a different look. I appreciate you watching.